The Ant and the Grasshopper. One warm, sunny summer, the ants were busy working hard every day. From sunrise to sunset, they marched in long lines, carrying food back to their anthill. Their hill was their home, and they knew they had to store enough food to survive the cold winter ahead. The ants were small, but their determination was mighty, and they didn't stop working, no matter how hot the sun was. Nearby, under the shade of a tall tree, lived a carefree grasshopper. Unlike the ants, the grasshopper wasn't concerned about gathering food or preparing for the future. He spent his days basking in the golden sunshine, playing sweet tunes on his fiddle, and singing cheerful songs. He filled the air with music, the lively sound of fi-da-dee, da-da-doo, da-da-da-doo, fi-da-doo, da-da-dee, da-da-day. He danced and played all day, convinced there would always be time to enjoy life. One day, as the ants hurried past, carrying heavy loads of food, they noticed the grasshopper playing his fiddle. One of the ants stopped and asked, "Grasshopper, why don't you gather food for the winter? When the cold comes, there will be nothing left to eat." But the grasshopper laughed, waved his fiddle, and replied, "Why worry about tomorrow when the sun is shining so brightly today? There's always time to gather food later. Right now, I just want to play." The ants shook their heads, knowing that winter would come sooner than the grasshopper thought. They returned to their work, while the grasshopper continued his song. As the days passed, summer turned into autumn. The leaves began to change color, and the winds grew cooler, but the ants kept working. They stored more and more food in their hill, preparing for the harsh days ahead. Meanwhile, the grasshopper still sang and danced, ignoring the ants' warnings. There will always be sunshine, he thought. There will always be time to play. Then, as time passed, winter arrived. The once warm and sunny valley was now covered in snow, and the cold winds howled through the air. The grasshopper shivered in his little home, hungry and cold. There was no food to be found, and the once bright sun had disappeared behind gray clouds. Desperate, the grasshopper remembered the hard-working ants, and how they had spent the summer preparing for winter. Feeling regretful, he made his way to the ants' hill. Snow covered the ground, and the icy wind bit at his skin, but he climbed the hill, hoping the ants would help him. When he reached the anthill, he knocked and waited. He was cold, embarrassed, and ashamed. The ants opened the door and saw the grasshopper, shivering and hungry. "I am sorry," said the grasshopper, with his head bowed. "I played away the days while you worked. Now I have no food, and I'm cold. Please, will you help me?" The ants looked at one another, remembering how they had tried to warn him. But they were kind-hearted and generous. They invited the grasshopper inside and shared their food with him. Grateful and warm, the grasshopper thanked the ants for their kindness. "I've learned my lesson," the grasshopper said. "From now on, I will work when there's work to be done, and only play when the time is right. In future seasons, I'll make sure to prepare for the days ahead, just like you." And from that day forward, the grasshopper worked alongside the ants, learning that there is a time for work and a time for play, and that both are important.